These are the 11.2 notes for Algebra 2. We're going to talk today about just the arithmetic sequences. And we have a formula for this one. Before we get to the formula, we're just going to do a couple basic problems here. Example number 1, find the 7th term of the arithmetic sequence. It starts with 4, 17, and 30. So they give us the first 3 terms. We want to find, that's the first 3. I need 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm looking for the 7th term. All right, so arithmetic means I'm adding. And so it looks like I'm adding 13. If you had trouble seeing that, you just do the second term minus the first term, and that's your common difference. All right, so I'm going to grab my calculator and just start adding 13 to these numbers. 43, 56, 69, and 82 ends up being the 7th number in my list, which means that's the 7th term. That's my answer. For example number 2, I'm looking for the 6th term. So I have 1, 2, 3. I need 4, 5, and 6. Whatever I get for this answer right here will be my final answer. All right, these look like they're getting smaller from 11 down to 8, down to 5. I believe I am subtracting 3. 8 minus 11 is negative 3. That's my common difference. So I'll just continue to subtract 3 from each of those. 2, negative 1, and finally negative 4 as my 6th term. Example number 3, I'm looking for the 8th term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. These numbers look like they're counting by 5s. They're actually getting smaller by 5. So you could do negative 40 minus negative 35 to get negative 5. So I'm just subtracting 5 each time. I think I can do this one in my head. Negative 50, negative 55, 60, 65, and finishing up with negative 70 as a final answer. All right. We have the formula here. I want to talk about example number 4 first. It says find the 40th term. The 40th term. We would have to make a list of 40 numbers, and that's just not efficient. So mathematicians created this equation, this formula, that helps us find the 40th term or any number term without having to write them all out. Let's talk about what each of these pieces means. This one right here, a sub 1. Sub like a submarine below, a sub 1 means the first term. So whatever the first term is on the list, 27, that would be our a sub 1. Now the n is the term number. The term number is which number you're trying to find. So for our example number 4, n would be 40. The 40th is the term number. The number 1, obviously just the number 1, and then D would be the common difference. And so we'll need to figure that out before we get started with the formula. So 27 jumping to 35, jumping to 43. I'm going to subtract the second one minus the first one. That'll give me an answer of positive 8, which means I'm adding 8 as I go from one term to the next. That'll be my common difference. So I'll write a sub 40. That's the mathematical way of saying the 40th term equals the first term plus 40 minus 1 multiplied by 8. And I'm just going to go ahead and type this into the calculator. I'm going to type it in exactly like I see it. So I'll do 27 plus, and I'll start a parenthesis, 40 minus 1, close the parenthesis, start a new one, and multiply by 8. I'm just going to type it in exactly as the formula is set up. And we get an answer of 339. So if I wrote out 40 numbers in the list, the 40th one would be 339. Example number 5. Find the 75th term. So 75 will be the n. The sequence here looks like it's increasing by 3 each time. 7 minus 4 gets 3, and that's going to be our common difference. And then we need the first term, a sub 1, which is 4. So the 75th term equals the first term plus the term number minus 1, it's always minus 1, times a common difference of 3. Type that into the calculator. And we get an answer of 226. On the back side of our note page, we have 2 more of these same type of problems, but this time the common difference is going to be a negative. So find the 52nd term, that's n. You have your sequence, it starts with negative 15, that's a sub 1. And then the common difference, it looks like I'm subtracting 10. Let's double check. Negative 25 minus negative 15. There it is. Negative 10 is our common difference. I'm subtracting 10. And if you need to check that, you just do negative 15 minus 10 to get negative 25, then minus 10 again, and then minus 10 again, and you'll start to see that pattern form. All right, we'll use the equation a sub 52, meaning the 52nd term equals the first term plus the term number that you're looking for, the 52, always minus 1, and multiply that by your common difference. Type it into your calculator to get an answer of negative 525. And the last one, example number 7, n, a sub 1. 30 minus 32 is negative 2. That's my common difference. It looks like I'm subtracting 2 every time. The 65th term is 32 plus 65 minus 1 multiplied by negative 2. Type it into the calculator to get negative 96, which again, remember, if you made 65 of those lines and kept going, when you got to the 65th one, you would know it would be negative 96. So a lot shorter to use the formula than to write out 65 terms. All right, that's it for today. Good work.